important to make sure that your sun-loving houseplants are getting enough light throughout the year, but especially during winter when there is not as many hours of daylight. If you love to spend a Sunday pottering around with your houseplants, like I do, but it is also winter where you live, now is the time to clean your leaves. I know that doesn't sound that fun, but your plant will love you, and I find it quite therapeutic. You can use a duster, you can use a wet cloth, you can use neem oil, you can use warm water, it really doesn't matter. But it's such a good time to get up and personal with your leaves, check for pests. Also, removing any dust or debris will help them look better and photosynthesize better. I'm going to use neem oil on my Fiddle Leaf Fig. Give it a good shake first. And spritz. Oh, look how much better that looks. See, this one's pretty bad too. So the cool months are definitely a good time to do those chores that you may be putting off. With this neem oil as well, you can just spray it and leave it. You don't need to wipe it off. I am wiping it in though because these leaves definitely need a clean. But as I said, you could just use warm water as well if you are also cleaning your leaves. I do often get comments about how beautiful and green my foliage is. And this will help yours be beautiful and green as well. Unlike a monstera, you can definitely turn your Fiddle Leaf Fig for even growth. If you notice all of your foliage is on one side or looking better on one side, you may need to turn it. Now I accidentally broke a leaf off here, so let's pretend that didn't happen. This is where I broke the leaf off, and you can actually see here where it bled out. My bad. I have spotted a leaf which is going yellow, so I'm going to cut that off as well. You always want to check your leaves that you remove to see if there's any issues you can spot. I like to look for pests underneath, or if you've got brown splotches, it may be a case of root rot. If you have a leaf go yellow every month or so, there's nothing to worry about, but if you have lots of leaves going yellow at the same time, then something is definitely wrong. This one is just going very slowly yellow and none of the others are, so this leaf is just aging out, so it's nothing to worry about. I know there's a bit of a running joke that Fiddle Leaf Figs are hard to take care of, and if you look at yours wrong or move it, it will die, but that really shouldn't be the case. Like, they are big hardy trees. If you see them in the wild, they grow enormous. Obviously a plant's never going to be as happy inside as it will be in its natural environment, but you should be able to like move them, be quite rough with them. The leaves should be quite firm, they shouldn't be papery thin, except for when they're fresh. Obviously once they've just unfurled, they will be a bit softer. The older ones may get a little bit dry as well and a bit cracky, but again, They shouldn't fall off if you look at it, move it. I've dropped mine on its side. I moved them out into the rain. I moved them into my shower to wash them in the warmer months. But yeah, I'm always propagating them. I've had this Fiddle Leaf Fig for about 5 years now, and the first time I left it alone for 2 weeks over summer, I didn't do any prep for it, and it did get a little bit heat stressed, but that's all that came out of it, so it's okay. Now I know better and prep my plants. So the foliage is looking quite gorgeous and shiny now. I like neem oil because it helps to shine the leaves, and it's also a pest prevention and will stop a lot of fungus or mildew as well. With the Fiddle Leaf Fig, they will start to droop, so you can see the leaves at the base are starting to point down a little bit. The ones at the top are still up, but the ones at the base are pointing down, which means that she needs a drink, so I'm going to add a slow release fertilizer and then give her a good soak as well. So I'm going in with the bio pellets. Just sprinkle them around the top. And now I'm going to top water. I find this plant will take 1 litre of water, which is a full watering can. I also use my grow lights more in winter. Now again, like all of my plant care, I don't have a strict schedule. I replaced my regular lamps with grow lamps, so I'm not using both at once, as that would use a lot of power, but I use them like I would a lamp. So I use them for a few hours in the morning because I'm an early bird and get up when it's still dark, so I will switch them on, and then as soon as it is daylight I will switch them off, and then again at night I will have them on in the evening because no one likes overhead lights in this house. So I've got one which I will actually move around as well, so sometimes it'll be on my fiddle leaf. Pop it over here on my monstera, and this was one of my fiddle leaf propagations which I've planted now. If I'm out, I don't have them on. They're definitely not on a timer or a strict light regiment. Like with lots of things, I kind of just go with the flow, and again, my plants are pretty happy, so you can just do what works for you. I think that's it from me for today. Let me know if you have any questions and what you want to see in next week's plant care day.